Derek, revenge, is it a normal reaction?
I wouldn't say it's a normal reaction. I would say that in some cases people don't call it revenge. They'll just call it as, they'll call it retaliation. But it could be retaliation in a bad or a good way, but I think it's something that's calculated and measured before you take it. Like, what's the outcome of this retaliation or revenge, if you want to call it, and why am I retaliating, and who am I retaliating on, basically. So who, what, and why.
Okay, good point. Just going to go to the back real quick. So what's your take on this?
I mean, I don't think that it's about revenge because you actually want to get the person back. I think it's more time people are just doing it to save face. Because most of the people that will go out there and retaliate to whatever's happened to, say, one of their boys or someone in their family, they're angry, and sometimes they don't really want to go out there and stab the person back, but they don't want to look like a chump. You still use that word. They don't want to look. they don't want to look. They don't want to look. I don't know what the word is, but they don't want to look like a coward. They don't want to look like a waste man. But so basically, what they do, they go out there and try and prove that they're still tough. And you can't just come into my end and slap up my man's them and get away with it. So more time, it's more of a case of keeping face rather than actually wanting to go and do bad to somebody else.
Yeah, I understand that, but don't you think there's a general reaction? Let's try and be real about the situation as well. I mean, don't you feel that sometimes we're not happy doing nothing, just sitting there and letting things happen? For example, I mean, what would you do if something happened to a member of your family, like someone did something to a member of your family? How would you react? Rian, how would you react? If somebody done something to your family, yeah? What would you do?
I don't really know because it never happened.
Yeah. You're not sure yet? Okay, Bissy.
I personally think it depends on how the person thinks. Like, if you're going through like pain because something happened to your family member, you're not gonna want someone else to go through that pain.
Yeah.
But if you're like bad man, like you just think, raw, because I'm feeling that they have to feel the same thing, then yeah, you're gonna do the same thing.
You agree with that? What about Maria? Yeah.
I just think it's like it's common for someone to say that thing. If someone's done something to you, you want to get them back to where it doesn't even have to be if you kill someone. Like if I slap you in the face now, she's gonna want to get me back. She's gonna want to come and slap me in my face back. Same way if I slap Michael, they're two different people. He will still want to get me back. But it's just a thing where some things that we do to certain people obviously are worse than others. So it's basically the mentality thing again. Is the way you think about getting that person back.
Okay, let's look at a different perspective real quick. I'm going to leave on this point in a second. But do we feel that when people are retaliating, is it an eye for an eye, or is it even more than that these days? Yeah? You want to comment?
Like, I heard about something here. This guy, he stepped on his fresh white Air Forces. So just for a little speck of mud on his shoes, this boy was, I think he said, stabbed 3 times, something like that, in his chest. So I think that would be a head for a Jew, something like that. It's not definitely.
Yeah, it's not even equal. So revenge is really eye for an eye mentality is out of the window as well. So it's gone too far. Okay, I'll take one more comment from Soju here.
Like, I didn't watch everything. Like, for some people, I heard that there was this boy. I think they must have took someone's bike, and then like the person was like, they asked him why did you take the bike, and he's like, I took it so, and they stabbed him 12 times. It's true, like more is done these days. Like it's not equal anymore.
Good. That's the world we're living in. This is reality. This is what's happening on our streets, on road. Okay, I'll just take one more point that Ben said, and he said this: you can't become a zook. Why would you want to become a zook? What's a zook? So my question is, what's a zook?
I'm not from East London,
Yes.
but I can calculate from the way he said that and from the way they be negative from what he said there. It means like I'm not like why would you want to be a neek, like basically like why would anyone, it's true like why would someone purposely want to be like a neek, but at the same time why would you want to go and stab someone on side to show that you're not a neek? Like it's It's just
Yeah, it doesn't balance out, does it? It doesn't balance out. Okay, I did say one more question, but there's one more, and I think it's quite important. I wouldn't want to move on without addressing this. He said here, beef, we all know what beef is, same language. I know it's different ends, same language. Beef hardly gets squashed. And you use the example about like an array, how something can develop, go to a rave and something can happen, and beef hardly gets squashed, that you need a middleman. You know, how many people agree with that? Yeah? Is there no other way?
No, it's not a way, because that something like that happened to me, and there was a middleman, like really and truly, like I didn't care, but like there was a middleman in it, and then it got squashed in it. But,
I won't ask you nothing, but I mean, is it a case of, was it a gang related thing, or was it just an individual related thing?
From my side, it was individual. It was like individual, but from his side, it was like a gang-related thing.
Okay, so you brought other people in and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Give yourself a round of applause once again. Okay. Now I'm going to show you another clip. This is another one of the friends. His name is Trebler. Street name is Trebler. Okay. So this is it. So that was Trebler. So what did you think of that? What did you think of that? Was that real? Yeah, being real. There's one thing I wanted to pull out from that. I know he said some interesting things, but I've covered some of it already. This statement he said is this: if you know road life is not what you want to, if you know that road life is not what you want to or want for your life, then just step out of the convention. Okay. The truth is that the man them or the boys that tell you to do certain stuff, they're really the scared ones. They're afraid to be the bigger man and take the bigger step. Now, I personally think there's a lot of weight to what's been said there, because it is a big step to say, I've been in that life and I'm now going to walk away. But the question I've got for you is, how easy or how hard is it to walk away once you've been in this situation? Who'd like to address that? Okay. Question made out.
I think it will be hard, but if you set your mind to it, this is not the life I want to live anymore, and come out of it, then you will do it. If you set your mind to it, you said, this is the road I'm taking now. I'm not following guys, I'm not following your friends anymore.
Yeah, I'd agree that's definitely a mental standpoint that we'll need. But what about in the practical side of things, What needs to take place, what's going to happen? Can you really get away from it? If you've had beef with people, whether you say you're out of it or not, they're still going to recognise you, affiliate you with certain people. What's that like?
It depends on how much affiliated you were with them. Depending on people that won't let you leave. There's things that will stop you, not things that will stop you, people that will stop you. I gave you 3 years of this, I was giving you money, I was giving you, now you're just going to leave me. No, I'm not going to let you do that. Simple as that. And they have people in different positions to make sure that they don't leave. So to take that step, it's a gamble. Because it's all or nothing. Because if you try to take that step, especially without them knowing, then that's it. Basically, I think.
Okay, got a few people here. Okay, yeah, we have enough. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to Maria, then we have told you after. So Maria, what's your take on this?
So I think it really depends on your status when you're in that whole situation. I think it depends on your status and how far into it you really are to determine how hard it will be once you want to get out. Because at the end of the day, you still got to see those people every day, be around them, be around people that you've been beefing. So it depends on how far into it you really was before you want to come out. That will determine how hard it will really be.
So the depth of how. The depth of how involved you were going to determine the depth of what it takes to get out. It was. Told you, what's your take on this?
Sometimes, even if you have tried to get out, some people, even when they get out, other people will be jealous and stuff like that, and they will try to come your way and try and destroy you, kind of you might not be able to get out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Give a round of applause for those comments. That's real. Let's keep it real. I mean, personally, I know someone very close to me in my family that has been in this situation. And maybe some of you might have friends in that situation. And you know, he tried to leave that road life behind, even moved out of the area, and then, you know, it took him maybe a year or 2 years even to come back into the ends. And the first day he came back in the ends, he got rushed. You know what I'm saying? Got rushed by certain people, like, oh, that's him kind of thing. It's like, even in that time, you think people growing out of it or growing up or whatever, and it still haunts him. Do you know what I mean? So it is difficult, but I think Maria made a really good point. You know, the depth of how much you were into it determines the depth of how much it takes to get out of it as well.